Hey, you just caught me playing my air bass. You're probably asking yourself, Jack, why are you playing the air bass when you should be playing the air guitar like everyone else? Because air guitar is popular and nobody plays the air bass. Maybe the air drums, but anyway, I'll get to the answer. Because the answer relates to a question that somebody else asked me earlier on this week that also happens to be about my writing. The question was very simple. They looked at my catalog of books and they said, well, why do you write so many different things? Shouldn't you just stick to horror? Sure, why not? Why not just stick to horror? Well, I have a very good reason for that. It's like the bass. The bass and the guitar and the drums. Without one of those instruments, the band is not complete. And that's the way I feel about the various stories and books and genres that I write. If I were to just write horror, I would feel like I was incomplete as an author. Now, that's just me. This is just my opinion. Now, there are a lot of good reasons why I do this. First and foremost, put yourself in my shoes, and imagine if all you wrote were zombies. Day after day after day after day after day after day, you sat at a keyboard and you cranked out stories about zombies. Now, don't get me wrong, I sure do love writing about zombies. It's, my number one love with writing. Because my wife would be my number one love. If I didn't say that, I'd get in trouble probably. Shh, it's true. Come on. Anyway, so zombies are what I'm known for. But knowing myself, and knowing the creative soul inside of me, if only I wrote about zombies, I would probably lose my mind. Why? Because there are so many other stories that I need to tell. On top of which, and here's a very practical reason for this, if I sat down day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, and only wrote zombies, eventually those stories and characters and books would get stale. I would get tired, I'd get burnt out, I would just want to stop. At some point I would say, oh my God, I can't do zombies anymore. And I don't want to be that way. So instead, I'll write a zombie book, and then I'll go off and I'll write a steampunk book, and then I'll finish that, and then I'll go write a straight-up horror book, and then maybe I'll go write a Shiro book, whatever that is. And every time, when I come back around to zombies, I'm all fresh. I'm all ready to go. I'm pumped. I'm psyched to get back in and into the muck and mire of the undead and write something fresh. And I feel like that's one of the best ways for me as a writer to stay fresh. And I know you, as a reader, do not want to be reading the same old story over and over and over and over again. Now, there's another reason why I tend to drift off into other genres and tropes and characters and stories. I feel, and this is really important to me, as I'm over here writing zombies, I have my ideas and the truths that I hold dearly to within that world, and I write and I write. And I finish that and I get it edited and do the whole shtick, and it's published and you read it and blah blah blah. And then I go over here, boom, at this front of this keyboard, and I start writing a thriller. I get all involved in Jamie and Skip and the Fringe Killers, and I write something, something that's very meaningful to me, an issue that I think needs to be addressed, and I write it and I write it and I write it and I publish it. And as I'm writing it, new thoughts occur to me. New paths are handed to me. Happy accidents occur. And so I finish that up, and I go over to here, and I start writing the Nameless Saga, where I can just be as brutal as I want, and I can deal with these demons that might be inside of me, or even demons within the publishing industry or whatever, and I can get all this stuff out. And while I'm writing this, bam! A new idea pops into my head, a new way of thinking or a new way of writing. comes into my head. So I come back over here to the zombies, and I've got all this other stuff, these new ideas and new thoughts that I've developed because I was over here writing in another genre or dealing with other characters. And I can come over here and I go, how do I apply this new thing to this world? And I have a cat playing with my lavalier cord. It's Bozo, and he's a pretty awesome cat, so I'm not going to scream at him. But anyway, there's always a cat somehow in my videos. It's either zipping around. Anyway, sorry. So all of these fresh ideas sort of accumulate in my heart and my mind and my soul, and I can bring them out in different ways with different genres. So at this point, we've got a lack of becoming stale. We've got the ability to inject new ideas and new methods and new tropes into a genre, all because I'm just going over here and writing something different all the time. Keeps me fresh. It keeps me excited, and it allows me to spill forth these ideas in different ways so that you feel like you're always getting something new. And that's important to me. On top of which, I have these different characters that I write about that mean so much to me, like Jamie and Skip and Shiro and Olivia and Nathan Gage and all these different characters, and they have been given life. And jumping into them means something to me. You know, living in their skin and experiencing what they experience, I can take it over to another genre and there's something completely fresh. So, in a long-winded way to answer the question, why do you write in so many different genres? It's because I can. It's because I choose. And because I don't like to be pigeonholed. I didn't like that when I was an actor. When I was an actor, I refused to become that actor who could only do that one thing. I wanted to be able to do everything. Limits only limit us. Makes sense? But why limit yourself? Remove those barriers. If you're a writer, if you're an artist, a creator, use those tools and create anything and everything you can. Because in the creation of something different, you're going to inspire your methods and your soul into your normal shtick, and it's going to become something wholly beautiful and better. Expand your knowledge, expand your heart, expand the tools that you work with, and everything will improve. Everything will evolve. And if you're not evolving as an artist, then you're dead. And that is what it's all about in the Jackverse. Truth and evolution. Thank you so much for being a part of this, and I'm going to airbase my way out of here.